So, today is going to be, I guess, a strange one. I don't know, because I don't really have a plan for this video, but I know I'm making a video today. It's been 2 weeks, and I've had a kind of annoying last 2 weeks, to be honest. So let me just chit-chat about what's happened. So I've been a massive victim of fraud. On my birthday on May 7th, somebody somehow got my Discover card information and was able to get into my checking account, and they did about $15,000 worth of fraudulent transactions. Well, I happened to notice it the next day, just miraculously logged into my accounts. Had to get new cards and change my checking account. Anyways, an inconvenience, but it happens, right? Well, it turns out 2 days later, they hit me again. They got back into my checking account after I opened a new one and changed my credentials, and tried to get me again for another $4,000, and then another $900 transaction. So, anyways, now I'm at, $20,000-ish or something, over 20 of fraudulent transactions and transfers and bloody. They use this company called Ticketmaster, which I've never used in my life, but I assume you go online to buy tickets to sporting events or something. I don't know. But, Ticketmaster is just coming after me, and basically everything financially in my life got compromised except for my Chase credit cards. So, yay for Chase. Anyways, that has been inconvenient because, as you guys probably well know, when you get hacked or fraud, you have to go and change your account and routing number everywhere, it's incredibly annoying. I have to do that like 20 freaking places, all my bills, all these different services, everything that uses my routing and account numbers. What a nightmare. So now I've had to do that twice, which is the last thing I expected. But the worst part of it all is Friday. Thursday I went to the bank. The short story is they said you can't reopen another account because you just opened an account within 90 days. So you have to physically go to the bank. Of course, they have banker's hours. I work 8 to 6. They're open 9 to 5, so I had to miss some work. Well, I went to the bank on Thursday and said, you have to have an appointment. I'm like, so I go on Friday, and I sat there in that chair for 4 hours and 45 minutes to get all of my issues handled. What a freaking nightmare. It was horrible. I skipped lunch and sat there with this banker who was real nice, this lady. It took me almost 5 hours to get a new account opened, and it turned out that there was some glitch when I got my new credit card that was hacked. Somehow, when they made the new card, a $3,900 transaction, the fraudulent transaction came and got applied to the new card. It turned out to be a glitch. A glitch. I tell you what, that was one of the most painful experiences I've had at the bank ever. I never had to deal with something like this. Technical problems, crappy customer service. It seems dumb. Final note. How stupid is it to go to a Wells Fargo and sit with like a level 2 banker or an expert banker, whatever they are, somebody who's supposed to be a legitimate banker, not just some normal schmo. And most of what they do is just call Wells Fargo on the phone. And so me and the actual banker that I'm at the branch with physically in real life just have to call Wells Fargo to get things done and deal with the same crappy customer service that anybody would anywhere. Like, the banker couldn't even do anything themselves. Ridiculous. It seems like you would think if you went to a banker that they'd be able to just close your account. But everything had a snafu. Couldn't close my fraudulent account because I had one pending auto pay transaction. Like, it's always something, So anyways, yeah, that was a total nightmare scenario, and I'm almost afraid to log into my account again because I just don't want to see any more fraud. I honestly don't know what I would do. And yeah, we enabled security features. Now I have two-step authentication, all that kind of stuff. So, I sure hope that this doesn't happen to me anymore. Oh my God, I'm working hard, trying to make a living, just being an honest, simple guy, and somebody's just trying to ruin me. And thank God my boss is nice enough that even though I missed 5 hours, he didn't take it out of my check. I'm like, oh, what a freaking miracle. So, yeah. Anyways, that's been the painful last couple of weeks, is dealing with a lot of unexpected, unnecessary problems. So, anyways, today, after you've sat through that blurb, today, like I said, I don't have a plan. I just want to do things. Let's just pretend that we're just hanging out. Okay? I know for a fact there's one thing that I wanted to talk about that's in the Scott catalog that I've considered buying and I haven't before, and they're very cool, and there's only so many of them out there, but I don't want to spoil it. I'll just show you later when I'm ready. The first thing that I want to talk about is my United States stock books that I spent a lot of time and a lot of money creating. And the short story with them is that I feel like they're a failure, and I don't want them anymore, and I think that I'm going to take all of my United States duplicate stock stamps and just toss them in my grab box. So let's take a look at this here, the first of several albums that I'll need to deconstruct, which it hurts me in my heart, because I remember making these and it took a long time. It took a long time, but they're a little bit ridiculous, and my views on things have changed since I made them. So anyways, let's take a look at these. Okie dokie. So yeah, you guys may be familiar with these if you've watched my channel for a long time, but otherwise you probably aren't familiar with these. Massive, giant stock books for the U.S. Okay, I mean, huge. Look at all the Vario pages, and this is just one. I can't even remember how big this binder is. It's like a 6-inch D-ring binder. I'm noticing my thumb is stained orange. I had butter chicken yesterday, and it stained me. So sorry for the unsightly thumb. Okay, yes. Let's see if I can somehow get that off my skin. So anyways, I used, what were they? I have them somewhere on here. Yeah, let me grab this. Okay, I used acrylic markers, acrylic paint markers to do this, right? They're really easy, just bought them on Amazon, pack of different colors and whatnot. So, I spent the money on these big giant binders, and, get that close. Big giant binders, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I have about 4 of these, a big ridiculous amount of Vario. I think these are 8S pages. I think 8S. I can't remember what the S means, but yeah, black Vario pages. And back when I created these, a few years ago or something, I was watching Mallard Stamps videos, and he's another channel on YouTube. I think he's kind of taking a break or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, he was using, instead of the actual Scott number, he was using the image design number to organize his duplicate United States extras, right? And I thought that made sense, because if you ever go looking in the catalog, there's actually a massive amount of numbers. I mean, because it's not just, ooh, this is issue 1000, number 1001. Could be 1001 A, B, C, D, right? Whatever. So to kind of lump things together, I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Let's just use the design number, and and then if I need to, I can just create. I can use. This is why I put separate extra rows. I can add extra, 1001A or B as I get it or whatever, and kind of group things however I wanted. I just wanted to instead of having every Scott number, which would have been even more pages, would have been a lot. I just went by the image design. So it seemed to make sense to me when I first did it. Like this is here 1022. Well, you'll see these are all mixed up. These are, I think, flags of different countries. Maybe. So I grouped them all together. Like this 1022 might have 10 or 20 different issues in it. Oh, sorry, actually, this is 1023. Okay, so 1023, 1023 here is all these different stamps, right? They all fall into that design release, that issue or whatever. I think that's the right way to say it, that issue. So they all got grouped together, so they're not perfectly organized, but there are so many stamps. That's the problem, is how do you organize thousands of them? Well, I mean, this has worked. I mean, this isn't so bad. And I think that the reason that these are stacked in little stacks like this is because when I would sort the stamps, I would stack them together, and then when I'm done sorting, I end up with a little pile, and I would just slip it into my album here. So basically, I have a buttload of different United States duplicates and stuff, which are, for the most part, used. But, the thing for me is, what I was thinking about is, for one thing, these are stupid. These are big, giant, heavy, right? This is a heavy, awkward yet flimsy and heavy binder. So, I'm okay with it. Even as I look at it now, like, I'm okay with it. Like, it's not the worst thing ever. This was just a way for me to... This is what I came up with, to sort my extra duplicates in stock. And part of the reasoning behind this, the logic for me was... well, I know I'm not done with this. I'm just getting going, a couple of years ago, and this stamp stuff, like, I'm going to be buying more collections. I knew I would. I knew that I would be dealing with more duplicates. I knew I'd be sorting, and, it became apparent, like, it was just, I just had so much stuff from these big collections I was buying. I thought, how do I organize everything, and be able to organize it in the future, and yeah, so this is what I came up with. Anywho, I gotta say, even though it works, I found some issues. For one thing, yeah, I mean, they're just awkwardly heavy. It's kind of dumb. And one of the biggest problems with using the design image instead of the Scott number is when you actually go to put stamps in them, it's a pain in the butt. It's irritating, because let's say I did have number 1387, I'm like, oh cool, Scott number 1387. Well, I literally kept getting confused in my head, and I just couldn't help myself. I'd be looking at the stamp in the catalog, and I'd say 1387. And I'd come over, and I'd open all the pages, and I'd go to 1387. I'd put the stamps, and I'd go, wait, crap, it's the design. Oops. So now I'm scrolling through the catalog, I'm thumbing through the catalog looking for design 1387. And I literally kept going back and forth. I've decided over time the right way to do it would have been the Scott numbers. It would have just been that simple. That's what I should have done. So I kind of shot myself in the foot. Like, honestly, if you sit down and you try to sort a whole pile of stamps into this. I found it very annoying that I did this by image design number. So that was, though it seemed like a good idea, and I was sold on it enough to make 4 of these binders. I mean, I had to sit down and write. I'd be looking at the catalog, look at my page, look at the catalog. I go 1387, okay, 1388, okay. You know, I'd see how many stamps are. Like some of them, there was so many issues for a certain release that I give like a whole page to it. And I wanted to make sure I had the right amount of space for each issue, and so I was just back and forth in catalog and writing my numbers. But the kind of rule of thumb that I did was about 3 lines per issue. That's what I decided on. But anyways, yeah, so I hate that I did it by the design number. So really regret that. If I had done these by Scott number, I would probably keep them. I probably would. That would have been the right way to do it. And just think, like, let's say you get a glass scene in a collection, and you know somebody's already identified it, and their number, you know, 2,222. Well, I can't just simply go to 2,222. I have to go in the catalog, look up number 2,222, see what image design it is, and then go to that page. Like, trust me, I feel like I'm leaving something out, but it absolutely would have been a better choice to use Scott numbers instead of design numbers. It's just stupid. And what really was annoying, really, was that I kept confusing it in my head. And while I'm sorting things into these, I'd be like, that crap, wait, hold up. I'm like, that's right, duh. I can't stop myself from wanting it to be the Scott number. So, yeah, it just ended up being a bad thing. It was the wrong thing to do. It seemed like a good idea, and I kind of got that from Mallard. It made sense to me, you know, but, yeah, just wrong. So, anyways, my plan is, actually, my point with the acrylic markers was that they can be washed away. So I should be able to get a towel with some warm water and literally just rinse them away. So for an example, let's see here. I'm just going to use some spit. Yeah, whatever. Say what you want. Okay, it's not working. What about my nail? No. It has been on there for quite a while. Boy, I hope that comes off. You know, maybe it won't. But I've done it before. That's right. It, for some reason, varied which color I used. Certain colors seem to literally just scratch off or just rub off like nothing, while others kind of stuck a little bit more. Maybe this silver is one of those ones that just doesn't come right off. It's a shame even that I'm thinking of getting rid of this, or deconstructing this, because as I go through it, I really did spend a lot of time. There's actually a lot of stamps in here. So let's try this orange. Oh yeah, see, that wasn't too hard. I scraped half of the one off. So these will come off, and I do think some warm soapy water, or geez, even if I used like a rubbing alcohol or a Brillo pad, or you know, like this stuff's not going to be hard. And then I can repurpose all of these Vario pages. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of Vario pages here. I don't know about thousands, maybe, but yeah, I mean, I remember when I was building these, I bought so many packs. Oh my god, I'd be like, buy 5 more packs of the 8S pages, and then I'd chew through those, creating these, and I'd be like, all right, get another 5, get another 5, and I just over and over. I mean, they don't come in giant packs, right? Which are like, you know, 20 or 25 a pack or something, and they're almost like $1 a page. I mean, yeah, the actual money that I spent making this is stupid. But so anyway, so that's my plan. Is okay. Here's what's changed. Yeah, I feel like I hate the way that I built them. I feel now like what would have been better. Hold on, let me bring the camera to me. Kind of a weird angle, but whatever. So I feel like what would have been a better choice after years of thinking about this and using these is to use stock cards. I think that that would have been the best way. Instead of having these big floppy awkward binders, I could have those nice stock card boxes organized with stock cards. Stock cards would have been way cheaper than Vario pages. So that's what I've decided with time is I just, like I said, I don't hate this, but I stopped using it because it does annoy me. It really does. What a shame, yeah. So, these stock card boxes. Now this is actually my, well, this is my hip stamp, some of my hip stamp store. But these kind of boxes for stock cards, that would have been what I would do. Right? I have a stack of 4 boxes. That's my whole hip stamp store. There. So, they're neat, and they're pretty, and it would have been cheaper, and I could do it by Scott number. And that kind of system there, that's what I think a lot of people do. That's what I feel I should have done with this. This is, there you go. That's what I should have done. That's what I wish I had done. So if any of you guys are out there and you've bought big collections or a whole bunch of stamps and you're thinking about how am I going to organize all these duplicates that I have, my United States stock, what's a way that, what's a good way to have an organized sorting system, to stock your stamps, I think that that's the way to go. So, anyways, that's my thoughts. Basically, I'm going to take, also, why don't I want these? Well, I decided that I don't want them, straight up. I like them, but this is where I just feel like less can be more. I mean, I get my dream of, if I'm going to buy many more collections, the young stamp collector Kyle said, well, then I'll sort out all the duplicates, and at the end of it all, I'll have like this binder bursting with stamps, and it'd be so cool to have them organized, and all these extra duplicates of all these different United States issues. But now, 2 or 3 years later, I'm like, why bother? I mean, almost all of these are MCV stamps. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but why put so much time and effort into sorting extra United States definitives and commemoratives when I have no plan for them beyond this book? So I'm going to take all the hundreds of hours to sort these common MCV United States stamps into these binders for them to just simply sit there. Does make sense. What am I going to do with them after that? So I've just decided, like, I might have some stamps that aren't MCV in these, so I'm going to go page by page. And be careful, but a large majority of these are just 5-cent stamps. That's the truth, But they have, their merit, just like any stamp. Some have different postmarks or, cool things about them. I do like them, but I'm thinking, how can I recuperate some money with this? Well, luckily I can reuse the Vario pages and just wipe the numbers off, and then, I can also get the shelf space back. The next time that I move, I don't have to lug these big, giant, dumb binders around. I mean, they're huge. It's ridiculous. I can now repurpose these Vario pages and make oh my god, I mean, this is enough pages to make like many albums. I mean, I could let my creative juices flow. I could do topical albums, thematic, whatever. I mean, whatever comes to mind, whatever I want to use them for. You know, they're mine, and instead of just sitting there, you know, doing nothing, I could actually potentially use these. This might sound dumb, but here's a thought that I've had: is making a album of stamps with just red stamps. That's it. Just stamps that are red. You know, like whatever. It seems kind of dumb, but I don't know if I'll do that. But that kind of stuff, like whatever I want, you know, for fun. That's the point. So, okay, I wanted to talk about that because I haven't begun the process yet, but that is something that's been bubbling in the back of my head. Is I think I'm gonna deconstruct these, get them off my shelf, throw all these duplicates that I have into my grab box. It would make between this binder and the other three, it would really. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just got up. It would really be a nice way to bolster my grab box as like a United States, having like a base of United States stamps. Like I do mention sometimes, I do want to bring my grab bags back, but I need it to be a good enough mixture that I'm happy with it before I charge you guys your hard-earned money. You know, so like basically after I gut my stock here of US and put it in that tub, I'll have no reservations about if it has enough United States stamps. It will. It'll have a good variety too. And then I can just focus on simply adding worldwide mixture into it, and then I should be able to achieve a good mixture again, that it was similar to what it was before, to where I can start selling grab bags. I would like to. One thing that I am thinking about, just to talk for a sec, that comes to mind, one of my kind of bigger inconveniences with the grab bags is I don't think, or when you guys buy a grab bag from me, see, I was making them so big and fat for 15 or 20 bucks, I can't remember anymore, that I have to go to the post office to mail them, which wasn't a huge deal, but it kind of sucks. Like, there's an actual drop box at the entrance to my complex, and I can't use it because, okay, here's the thing. If I'm going to mail something with postage stamps, it has to be 13 ounces or less. Well, for like $15, my grab bags were over a pound. You know, they were like 20 ounces or something like that of random mixture, right? And I like to mail things with stamps because it creates, creates for the hobby every package I send. But so I'd have to go to the post office to get them hand canceled, or if I'm just simply willing to use those adhesive labels that you just print out, then I can actually mail it in the drop box. So in the future, my point is, in the future, when I do bring these back, even though I dislike it, I think that I will use the printed out adhesive postage labels to mail these grab bags, just so that I don't have to make a trip to the post office every time I sell one of them. It's just a bit much, especially now that I just don't have the time for this, for that. So my thoughts were also, well, I could lower the price and make them less than 13 ounces. I don't know. I think I was selling them for 20 bucks at the end there. That might be what I did, because it was a lot. Any of you guys bought my grab bags? There were these fat bags of all kinds of stuff. Stamps, souvenir sheets, covers, postcards, Bloody, bloody. So, we'll see what happens when that time comes, but it's not the end of the world to mail stuff without using stamps. It's just, it feels wrong as a stamp guy, as a philatelist, to intentionally mail things without using stamps. Alright, guys, so, where's my cursor? Okay, so, the Scott catalog here. I had found it. Okay, right here. So, this encased postage stamps. Now, these are cool. I'm assuming some of you have already seen these. They're postage stamps that have been encased in coins. I just find them extremely unique. I just wanted to mention these. I never have mentioned these. So, let's kind of read a little bit about it. It says, in early 1862... months after the beginning of the American Civil War, people were conserving resources in anticipation of hard times and shortages ahead. Coins were one of the most hoarded resources, and as a result of that hoarding, coins began to command a premium over paper money. The public was reluctant to spend their coins, fearing premiums for coins might increase and a loss might result. And it says many millions of dollars in gold and silver coins, even copper nickel cents, disappeared into private hands. The U.S. Mint began coining copper nickel cents almost exclusively, but could not meet the demand. In response, the public turned to postage stamps to meet small obligations, and shopkeepers were forced to accept stamps as change, envelopes stating the amount of stamps contained within, and cards bearing stamps were sometimes used to keep the stamps from sticking and becoming destroyed. And printers sold advertisements on large numbers of these envelopes. It says by July 1862, the government authorized the monetizing of postage stamps and began printing stamp impressions on banknote paper. Wacky, huh? Okay, so on August 12th, 1862, John Galt was issued a patent for a design for encasing government stamps to be used as the equivalent of currency. So his plan called for a postage stamp to have its corners wrapped around a little cardboard circle, and it would show through a thin mica covering. An outer metal frame would hold these items secure, and a heavier brass backing would complete the piece. They could use the back of it for advertising purposes. And so the result of all this was things were about the size of a quarter, but they were much lighter in weight. And the stamps, they would be placed in their new encased containers. He sold them at a small markup over the value of the stamp and the cost of production. And then, so anyways, I'm not going to keep going, but that's the gist. That's why they created these. So these are Civil War collectors probably would have some of these. I find these fascinating. I think they're super duper cool. I mean, talk about, philatelists and, numismatists, I think is what it was a coin collector. So talk about like meeting halfway, You basically got a coin with a stamp. That's pretty awesome. Now, let's take a look at what's available out there, because I remember the last time I went to look these up that they are available. They're just not cheap. Like, here you go, boom. So we've got 161 encased postage stamps as a scarce. This is on Hip Stamp, $1,000. Here's another one. Ooh, 2128. Owie. EP99. Let's look in the catalog. Okay, so that's how they did it. Encased postage. Got it. So EP and then 99. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, so it's a 24 center. Ooh, the catalog says 2750. Whether it has a ribbed frame or not. Huh. Interesting. Well, this one must not, because it's just EP99. Would be EP99A otherwise. So interesting. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so he's not selling it at full cap price, which I honestly am a little surprised. I mean, if it's really the real deal, there's like they said, it's scarce. There should not be that many of these out there. you know. So I would probably be getting closer to actual cat price, but uh, whatever. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about these, so you know, like I can tell you, Malik Stamps here. He's a pretty big seller. You can see his rating, 41,700 practically. This guy sells a lot of stamps. I've heard the name. I bought stuff from him. So you know, maybe he knows best. Maybe full cat price is a bit much even for these. Interesting, huh? I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. I gotta say, I've dreamed of these, but I just don't want to blow the money. Like, and there are some that are attainable. I mean, this is only $500. You know, here's $490. But yeah, I mean, you know, these ones that are 1,000, 2,000. That's just a bit much. At least for me these days, I really don't want to blow money on stamps. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to actually get ahead financially, for the love of God. So, anyways, I just wanted to touch on these. Let people know that they're out there. You know, this is the thing. If you didn't know, and I just find them fascinating. I think it's super duper cool. I've always found everything Civil War era fascinating. I do have a very small Civil War stamp collection. It's almost just about a page worth of stamps, but I spent pretty good money on it. I can't remember, $1,500 or something for that one page, whatever it was. So I've got like a pretty decent one page of Civil War stuff, but I would love to add this kind of stuff. But yeah, I bet you somebody out there has a big old collection of these. It's just super duper cool to look at. How interesting, huh? The advertising on the back. Look at drinks. You know, it says drink sans ale. I mean, how cool is that? Man, what a weird time in history. Man. So, I love these. I've been thinking about these for the last couple of years. I badly want one, but am not willing to pop the money, which is, I think, a good thing because, you know, this hobby, it just never ends. I mean, man, if I had $1 million, I could blow $1 million easy to get cool stuff and have a great stamp collection. Like, what's the limit? Well, it's whatever limit you decide, and this is like a absolute desire. Like, there's just a part of me that just wants these. I want them, but I shouldn't spend the money, you know. You gotta have a little self-control, a little discipline, and, you know. So, anyways, wanted to share. Alright, so I am going to nibble on something because I'm starving, and then I'm going to make a cup of something hot and enjoyable to drink, and then decide where we're going next with this video. Okay, something I do just want to mention real quick. My dealer stamp approval books that I have listed for sale on Hipstamp and eBay. Holy moly, I can't believe how many of these have sold over the last year and a half. All I'm left with is this one stack. So, you know, I don't like to, you know, try to, oh, buy my stuff, guys, give me your money, you know, but if you guys like these dealer stamp approval books, just know that, like, I had probably over 100 of these listed. I'm down to like, I'm gonna say, I've only got a handful of these, what is 6 or something of these smaller ones, and these ones that are left are all bigger ones that are more expensive. These I would do like $5 to $10 or something like that, depending on what I thought they should be worth for what was in each one, and then these kind of bigger ones are more like $15. So that's all I've got left. I never expected to sell so many of these. Holy moly, it's just, you never know, you know. You wake up and all of a sudden, oh, you sold a book or two or something. It's like, really? Okay, well, that has happened over years, and they're almost all gone. So if any of you guys like those dealer stamp approval books or have bought them in the past, just be aware, eventually here, they're actually all going to sell out and I won't have any left. So, just a heads up. I just had an epiphany. I knew something that I've been forgetting. It's been way too long since I sent Grandma some kind of card. So I'm going to send her a card real quick. Just for fun, yeah, breakfast. Quick, easy, peanut butter and jelly, but it's not really jelly, it's jam, because I don't have any jelly, so whatever. A cup of milk, there we go. So I gotta figure out what card do I want to send to Grandma. I was thinking about sending her a belated Mother's Day card. I completely forgot it was Mother's Day the other day, and was like, whoops. So let me see what kind of cards I have. Man, I had look around for a while. I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I used these, but this is actually a like cardboard filing kind of thing that my dad got me a long time ago. I have all kinds of stuff that I keep in this for making cool cards. I've got dried flowers, which I like to kind of glue into the envelopes with wax. You know, a bunch of different cards. These I got from some collection. Yeah, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna kind of just find a random card. Oh, these are little labels. Yeah, I like all this different stuff. I also have like, these are handmade envelopes, handmade paper, right? Like I think they call it a deckled edge. These are used for special occasions and stuff. Those were not cheap. I also have actual handmade paper to go along with them, you know. So it's almost like wedding quality stuff. It's definitely for special occasion, if I wanted handmade notes to slip in them, any of that. I think it adds a really nice special touch, and you can see just like the edge. I mean, really, somebody actually made this paper. I think I got that stuff from Etsy, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe some of it from Amazon. But here's what I was looking for. So I bought packs of different cards that are actually quite nice. These ones are, I can't remember if these are handmade. Clearcreations.co.uk, so these are from the UK, but they're above they're a little bit better than a normal card. Like these, actually they have little gems glued on there for these dragonflies. As you can see, they're just a little bit better quality, but I think that they're not pre-made for special occasions. Oh, okay, well, just drop those. They're not pre-made for special occasions, so they're just like blank. It won't say happy birthday. It's whatever you want to use them for. So anyway, let me pick all these up. But yeah, I just figured I'd show that too. This is like my little handy dandy. Okay, so these are just adhesive labels, little square labels. These are actually archival safe separator sheets for, press sheets. We have more. Oh, these are actually the labels I'm talking about when I mail grab bags. You print them onto these big giant labels and just slap them on the package. Okay, cool. So anyways, that's like my little storage of yeah, that's my little storage of supplies and stuff for making cards, which it's actually kind of ridiculous how far I've gone into silly stuff to make cool cards. You know, I'm gonna do a wax seal, of course, then maybe even color the wax seal and bloody bloody. I like to take it a little far sometimes. So yeah, I just dropped this whole freaking box here. But I don't think that these cards were way too overpriced or anything. These are fairly priced, and they're just that next step up of quality, and they're pretty. And the little touches, like the little gems and stuff, they're nice. But so, I'm going to figure out which card would I like to send Grandma, and for no specific reason, I'm not going to make it a Mother's Day card. I do think it's a little bit past that. I'm just going to send her a card because I love her. You know, when I lost my job there, when we closed our family business, I couldn't make rent for the first month, and she helped me out, and I really appreciate it. And she's always just such a sweetheart. Sometimes she calls me and I don't pick up because I'm sleeping or I'm busy, and to be honest, this might sound like a dick thing, but sometimes I just don't feel like talking. I'm just not always in some really great mood, you know, or anything. But yeah, we communicate fairly regularly, and you know, she's getting older. She's 85 or something around there, and she watches these videos too, so she might see this, and I already have the cards spoiled. I like this. I'm going to do this. I fear the day when she's no longer with us, and I love her. She's one of the most positive influences I've ever had in my life, and she's one of the nicest people in general that I've ever known, and I'm just so lucky that she's my grandma. And you know, all my grandparents on my mother's side are dead. My grandpa, her husband, you know, he passed away many years ago. And you know, she's just held out strong, and she's just this little old lady. She's tough as nails. You wouldn't know it from looking at her, but she's been through so much in her life. That I am proud of her, and I envy her, and I love her, and so yeah, I like to send her stuff. And honestly, this is the longest I've gone without sending her a card in a while, so I feel kind of bad about that. A little overdue here, but I've been going through so much stuff in my life in the last 3-4 months that, you know, whatever. What can I say? We all just trying to do our best, right? So anyways, I'm gonna make a little card. We're not gonna watch this all in real time, but I'm gonna write her a little message and stuff, and then I just want to share a little bit of like the wax seal or something. All right, got her little letter, little note, whatever, written here. I do like this card a lot. I hope she likes this too. It's pretty neat. Yeah, whatever paper they use for this, it's definitely nice. So let's get this finished up for her. Right now she's I believe at wedding ceremonies, maybe not this moment, but my brother-in-law is getting married, so she flew out there for that, and should be having fun with a whole bunch of family. Wish I could go, but oh well. Okay, so I decided to cover the back with some washi tape, which I have Sharni to thank for that. Thank you, Sharni. You're the first person I ever seen that used this stuff. I think it adds some nice flair. It's pretty, isn't it? I love that her head's on there, this lady. I quite like it. I think it's cool. Then I'll throw a wax seal on there. I had an epiphany also while I was doing this. It was like, ooh, that's right. It's a non-machinable letter. I have to make sure that I put enough postage on there to cover that. Now, I just Googled it. It says, for 2024, a 1-ounce odd-sized letter that's a non-machinable mail piece requires $1.12 in postage. So, now I have a non-machinable stamp. I think it's a butterfly stamp. But I don't always like to use it because then every letter that I send has the same stamp, and I have like thousands of stamps to choose from. So, well, I do use that non-machinable letter stamp, which always covers whatever the current non-machinable rate is, kind of like a forever stamp. Yeah, I kind of stay away from them a little bit. I don't like to use them all the time. It just gets boring. It's the same stamp over and over. So yeah, I'll make sure I'll throw some extra stamps on the front. And even though I'm not using a stamp that is non-machinable, that says that on it, I stamp my own non-machinable stamp on the back of this, so, or on the front, so that hopefully that'll help clear up any questions a post worker might have. I'm also using this kind of stick of wax here to create this wax seal. I usually don't. I have a whole bunch of other little beads of wax and stuff, but this kit I have came with these almost never use them. I figured, yeah, let's use one of them. Why not? I have to hold it here because it wants to fall, but I'm almost there. I feel like I'm about to. Ooh, it's about to overflow pretty soon. Let's see. Almost full, but needs more. I don't think this is the right way to do this either. I think that I'm supposed to just put a lighter right directly to the stick instead of trying to put it in the spoon like this. I got a candle in there. While I'm doing this, I'm checking out this stamps and stamp-inspired products the USPS sent me. I will say that some of these newer stamps look nice, and I did actually like this. This is a mail tip. It says, prep a set of note card envelopes with your favorite stamps before your summer travel to send greetings along the way. I thought that was smart. So you could, yes, throw a bunch of stamps on different letters or postcards or whatever you wanted just to have them prepared. And then while you're out in the middle of your vacation, you can easily just send those to people. I think that's cool. Okay, this is, I think, going to be enough wax here. At least I hope so. Okay. Let's let that just chill out there. I've got a little puppy paw. I'm really questioning if this is enough wax. I hope so. This is pretty. It's like some kind of glittery gold wax. It's cooling as I'm pouring it. Yikes. Well, this is turning into a little nightmare here. What the heck? Okay. I don't think it was enough wax. And the wax started to cool as I was pouring it here. Okay. Completely off subject. You know, I was just watching a video where this guy was explaining that when you go to McDonald's, that the French fries, if you get like a large fry, is just about as bad for you as smoking a pack of cigarettes. He had a pack of Marlboros. He's like, I want you guys to understand. He kept naming all these different chemicals and stuff. He's like, this is pretty much the same. It's like you can eat a carton of cigarettes, or eat a carton of fries at McDonald's, or just smoke a pack of cigarettes. This is just as bad. I was like, ew. I don't go to McDonald's much, especially since everything is so outrageously expensive right now. Who's gonna spend, $15 for a Big Mac meal? That's just silly. I mean, the food is garbage to begin with. Come on, that's crazy. McDonald's, what are you doing? Okay, so, oh cool. Well, it was just barely enough. Kind of not quite still even. But you can see the little paw print with the little heart toe. So, next step will be to color this thing. So let me see here. Well, I'm not going to have you watch me. I'll just show you when I'm done. Okie doke. Oh, just a little extra. Kind of smeared the blue a little bit. I'm not an artist. I try to be accurate with those pens, but darn it. Anyway, I like it. I think it kind of matches the washi tape in some ways, and just a little extra flair. So, yeah, I'm going to go mail this grandma, and then I'll be back. Okay, that's in the mail. Hope she likes it. Anyways, we're going to finish off here with some total randomness. I just walked over to my shelf in the bedroom and found what looked like a fairly small binder of Bangladesh. I do not know much about Bangladesh, but I know it's a place on this planet Earth. So, let's just take a look at what's in here. This is just page number 1. This is actually all the stamps that's here on this first page. Does look like he's written mint on pretty much all of them. Well, look at Bangladesh, a nation of 75 million people. Over in India or something? Yeah, see there. Tropic of Cancer, Bay of Bengal, India. Okay, what else do we have? Bangladesh, a couple of used stamps. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's plowing fields. I did make myself a cup of tea. Looks like a coconut tree. He's climbing up there to get the coconuts. That's actually pretty cool. Now, I could be wrong about this, but this stamp here, they're on like some kind of canoe, right? Well, I think that the fish jump into that giant net, and that's them actually fishing. I think. That makes me think Boy Scouts so much, but I don't think so. Looks like the Universal Postal Union. Wow, those are cool. I like the tigers. There's also one down here. Yeah, definitely like pretty much all of those. Those are great. International Women's Year, that guy. Okay, there's a couple of stragglers in the bottom here. 100th anniversary of the first telephone transmission. Really? It says 10th March 76. Wow. Cool. Sushi. It says cat number 111 to 14. Sushi mint. Bangladesh. Look at that. That's cool. Statue of Liberty, Liberty Bell, Mount Rushmore, and then this one says they all say the bicentennial American independence, 1776 to 1976. So maybe that's the Mayflower or something. That, well, maybe. I'm not sure. It looks like a couple of singles from that Sioux sheet. And then super common India stamp, or a Bangladesh stamp, I guess. It looks like India to me when I first look at it. That's a pretty common stamp, I do believe. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I know it's kind of random to jump around. This episode is a very weird episode for me, but at the end I was like, what should we look? What's the next thing? The final thing? I was like, well, we should look at some stamps. What am I doing, man? Can't not look at stamps. I mean, come on. So that's a mosque. These are both mosques. Oh, it's the same, just different denoms. Yeah, and these are. This is Bangladesh gas. Okay. Darn it, sorry, hard to read. Jute on boat. Okay. Banana tree. Alright. Yeah, this is not only a small album, there's not a whole lot in here. Is this an airport or something? Railway station. Oh, that one's the airport. International Airport. Huh. Excuse me. Service. Okay, well, I assume if they're overprinted service, they're probably official stamps. I'm assuming, and I'm guessing. Yeah, right, he wrote 023, so that makes sense. Yep, official stamps. Bangladesh instrument. And some more. Yeah, they all say service, so a bunch of official stamps. Used, from what I can tell as well. Actually, every stamp on this page looks used. What do we got? Okay, so some just some regular issues here. Pakistan. Oh, okay, yeah, the top of this page says Pakistan. Huh? Look at this. There's a little note on this one. Pakistan error. Number 620, number 8 missing in the value. He wrote $25. Really? Number 8 missing in the value? Come here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, well, it says 0 pence. Oh, well, P. I don't know what the heck the P is. Right there. 0p. Yeah, what good is a postage stamp that's worth 0? How interesting. Maybe it was supposed to be 80. Maybe something rings a bell of these kind of places, like they use pies and annas or something like that as their currency, so maybe it was supposed to be 80 pies. I am totally guessing here, guys, but yeah. Interesting. So an actual error stamp. That's cool. How neat. Did not expect that. Completely unexpected. Huh. Yeah, number 8 missing LL corner, so it must be lower left corner. So that's an actual error. That is cool. Wow. What the heck? I did not expect that. Huh. Okay. Moving on. What do we got? Oh, Epirus? Epirus? I think it's Epirus. I just didn't expect anything except for Bangladesh in this album. I don't think he wrote anything else on the side of it. No. So these are cool. He's firing a gun? I think. It looks like he's holding a rifle. Number 6. There's 6, 7, and 8 here. Sorry, what's it say? Oh, Danzig. There. Oh. Okay. Yeah, these are cool. Neat. I actually like that. Okay, what is this? Ghana. The 75th anniversary of Rotary International. You know, I don't know what the heck that means. What do they mean, Rotary? What does that mean? Rotary International? Yeah, I just don't know what that is. Could look it up, but whatever. Let's see what we got. Is this the final piece? He taped this page in here, and this is the last of it, of this album. Romania. Wow. These are cool looking. Kind of older. Republica Populara Romana. Another Pakistan. Ooh, so that must be, yeah, that must be what the other one should have looked like. So my suspicions were correct. 80 pies, I'm assuming. And, wow, yeah, that one, that means it really was just an error.
How about that? I don't know where that was. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So these are pretty common with the little Romania boy. Remove this. Okay. Yeah, definitely mixed up here. Ghana, Romania. Cool scorpion. Ooh, kind of coming off like CTOs. Just not sure. But, anyways, the final stamps. Postage dues. Okay. So 4 different used postage dues. Well, okay. I mean, it was nice. I love the error. That was very unexpected, I have to say. What in the heck? Very cool. I wonder how common that error is. Don't know where it is either. There we go. Yeah, I wonder just how common that error is. So that's definitely the coolest thing in this book. No doubt about it. Tiny little binder. Not much to it, you know. Yeah. Let's see, what had he written? He just wrote Bangladesh. That's all he wrote. $62. Probably cat. Fame links media to education. Don't know what that is. Well, that was cool. Well, hey guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at some stamps there. Short and sweet, that album. Yeah, I don't obviously think I'll do this kind of episode all the time. I just thought that it was what I had felt like doing, you know, just kind of random stuff. I don't even know how long this video will be, but I know it's going to be over probably an hour is my guess. So, but anyways, appreciate everybody. Hope you enjoyed the kind of randomness here. I have no idea what I'm going to do next episode. Maybe we'll do Kyle's Cabinets. That's always like my safety net to fall back onto. Unless I come up with something else. But anyways, appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. It really does help me out and I appreciate it. Thanks to all of you for being so great all the time. And I wish you all the best. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.